Hi everyone, Elite Assassin here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Gears of War 4 beta and give my impressions. Now first off, I just want to kind of throw two things out there. First thing is, I'm not going to be overly harsh on this beta. This is the Coalition's first attempt at making a Gears game, really their first game as a studio, so I'm not going to be overly critical and just go super overanalyze everything in this beta. Also, besides Rod Ferguson, who's leading this development of this game, no one else in this team has worked on a Gears of War game. So this game is going to be one giant learning experience, and it kind of shows with how they're making the game, and it's why I'm kind of not too worried about why they did certain things in this game. Second thing, this beta is a technical beta. The graphics are not a representation of what we're going to see in the final game. People, please calm down. I've seen so many people hammering the graphics of this game when that is not what this game's going to look like. It's very obvious. The character models especially are very noticeably lacking high resolution textures. It'll look better. This really is a bare bones beta, and people have actually seen it said that this might be actually more closer to an alpha build than a beta build. Just kind of slap with the beta tag because the public kind of knows what that is. Which unfortunately, most major companies' betas these days, and I put quotation marks around that, are actually more like stress tests of more finished, more polished versions of a game that are pretty much equal or on par with the release quality of the game. So, no, this is more what an actual beta looks like. And that ends my rant. So just, graphically, I'm not even going to look at the game in that sense. Overall, this game, a lot of people have said it, and I'm going to go with it too. They play it safe. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not taking anything away from them. I actually applaud them for doing this because it means that they're going to build off of the last game people really liked, and they're going to have a solid foundation for this game. Movement and shooting really feels a lot like Gears of War 3, and that's a good thing to me. Now, unfortunately, it means some of the animations were reused, but again, I'm not gonna really knock them for that. Movement overall to me feels really great, really smooth, really fluid, and I enjoy the new addition they made for the close quarters combat, which allows you to mantle over cover in a very smooth motion without having to stop and hit against cover, then jump over, then start running. If you hit forward and B, it just lets you jump right over cover and keep going like it wasn't even in your way. And on maps like Dam, you can just jump right up on that middle platform and not lose any momentum, and it's absolutely great. Wall bouncing and wall canceling and all those advanced techniques are back, though I have heard that there's a delay between being able to shoot when you wall bounce and getting out of runs. Though I personally haven't seen that much, but that's just something to maybe keep an eye on. But that's more for advanced players than beginners for sure. When it comes to weapons, I think they feel very good, but I think there's also some work to be done. The Gnasher is the most consistent it's ever been, which is amazing, especially coming from Gears of War Ultimate Edition, where it's a bit clunky, let's be honest. It's a bit hit or miss sometimes. But in this game, it definitely feels great. One thing to note that's very important, if you're coming from playing Gears of War 1 or Gears of War Ultimate Edition, or even Judgment if you're still playing it, bullets do not come out of center of screen like those games. Gears has two ways that the guns have worked in the series that they've kind of changed off and on. Ultimate Edition, Gears 1, and Judgment had bullets come from center of screen. Gears 2, Gears 3, and Gears 4 have bullets come out of the barrel of the gun. This is a big difference in gunfights, especially when you're trying to blind fire, and also is a reason why sometimes it feels like shots aren't killing. I've seen many instances where people have posted videos going, look, they should have died, the Gnasher's still inconsistent. But if you break it down and watch it really slowly, their aimer might be on the person, but their barrel of their gun isn't lined up yet, and the shots don't hit with full impact. They only get like maybe 2 or 3 bullets, which is enough to cause a blood splatter to come out, but it's not doing the impact or the damage they think it should be doing. And it's not the actual inconsistency, it's just they pulled the trigger a little too early, or they didn't realize where the barrel of the gun was lined up. And also, I believe when you get shot, you kind of move a little bit, and that actually will change where your person's aiming. So it just takes a little while to get used to. I'm still getting used to it, to be honest. So that's something that's really important to note. The Lancer, in my opinion, it works very well and almost a bit overpowered. I've actually gotten double kills when I've been caught off guard by people with Nashers while I had my Lancer out, and was able to down and kill 2 people, as they attacked me. Granted, maybe they weren't the best of players, but still, if the Lancer wasn't that good, that wouldn't be possible. Of course, I've also used actives, which, you should. But, I think it works very well. I think it should stay where it is, maybe even get a little bit of a nerf, but definitely doesn't need a buff like some people are saying. If you're using it smart and at a medium distance, you're good. You're good to go. Now the Hammer Burst, that's a whole other story right there. That thing is garbage, unfortunately. It doesn't work very well at all. Now, many people will say it never really was that useful, but in Ultimate Edition, I definitely have seen it be very useful. But it seems like to me, close to medium range, it just doesn't work very well in this beta. The Snub Pistol is also a bit of a kind of shadow of its former self. If you're coming from Ultimate Edition or Gears 1, the Snub Pistol was very, very useful, especially for 2-shot dying people or just for maybe cleaning up kills. But in this game, it really only seems useful for cleaning up kills. I've only really brought it out when I've maybe shot someone with a sniper and don't want to waste another bullet to finish them off and down them in 2 shots. I'll quickly switch to the pistol and try to take them out. Even then, it's just not that useful. It definitely needs some kind of buff. Bolt Hawk, can't really talk about because I haven't really picked it up off the map. But the power weapons, I feel, do work very well. The sniper seems to be very consistent, seems to feel good, popping heads left and right when I'm actually hitting it. There is a little bit of Ridicule Bloom when you're moving, but I haven't seen much of an issue with that. But I also haven't really got many moving shots, so I really don't know how that's affecting the gun. Maybe someone's done more testing, but I really haven't. The Torque Bow, from what I've heard, has been a little bit inconsistent online. I really haven't noticed it. I just noticed a lack of kind of like an audio cue of when you stick people, which is a bit annoying because they can't really tell if I'm hitting shots or if I'm missing them until they explode. Also, the new sound thing sounds really cool, and I do notice that it is charging up a bit faster than I'm used to. I'm used to people shooting a Torque Bow and I have X amount of time to get to them before they can shoot it again, and that's not really happening. Also, the Torque Bow bolts are very strong. If you put a Torque Bow bolt and someone's hiding behind cover and you put it at the corner where their leg is, it will blow up and kill them. In other games that maybe just did damage, but these crossbow bolts from the Torque Bow are very damaging. So again, if you see people hiding behind cover, put it where their feet are or where you think they are behind cover, you will probably get the kill. It's a very good tactic to use. The Boom Shot is back to being an extremely powerful weapon. Especially coming from Ultimate Edition where it's not very powerful at all. So be mindful of your range and where you are in relation to where you're shooting it, because you will commit suicide if they're too close. Even if you don't think it's going to kill you, it probably will. The Drop Shot is a new addition to the game, and I think it works very well. It's a great substitution for the Digger, which is one of my favorite weapons, so I was very depressed to see the Digger gone. But I am more than happy with the Drop Shot. Damage-wise, I know some people have said it's a little bit overpowered, but I haven't really seen that happen to me very much. I haven't really seen myself be killed from a ridiculous range. And I definitely haven't been getting kills from a ridiculous range with it. If anything, I have to work on my drop shotting skills because I've not been doing the best with that gun, to be honest. Now, some of the changes they made to this game that have been kind of impactful are changes to the active reload system and changes to the close quarters combat. Now before in Gears of War, to get an active reload, you'd have to shoot some bullets off and then reload. Gone are the days of those wasted shots. Now, active reload is governed by a timer by the side of the ammo count. You can use it anytime. You can active reload with a full clip, but you have a timer until you can do it again with the reload, and you're stuck not only, just sitting there with a jammed gun, but you have to wait for the bar to kind of refresh. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's worked very well. And honestly, now you really should just know everyone's going to have an active shot. So just be prepared for it. I do wish there'd be more of an indicator. Halo 5 had the great thing of the kill feed was so telling. It let everybody know everything. Like if you got perfect killed or whatever, we need some kind of indicator that you were killed by an active shot as opposed to a normal one, just so we can understand better how and why we died. That'd be the one thing I would say, but overall I like the new active system. Close quarters combat I also really enjoy. I used to hate cover-to-cover fires, or the same piece of cover, and just the stupid gun battles that would go on with the blind fire shots randomly killing people, or you leaning over shooting someone just to die from a blind fire shot that you didn't even see happen. I like how it's a little bit more streamlined now. I love the fact that you can pull people over cover and it works pretty well. I've actually got to happen a few times. Never quite got the execution to work. I've been, killed while doing it, but, it definitely seems fun. It's interesting and maybe won't affect high level play, but for casual play, I think it's an excellent addition. Overall, the maps in this game, I'm not really going to talk much about. To me personally, I love Foundation, and I think that both... Sorry, gotta clear my throat there. I think both Dam and... I forgot the other map's name. The other two maps are kind of meh, with Foundation being my favorite. But overall, I'm going to wait till the full game to see how they play and how they look, till I can really give my honest opinion on the maps. Alright, so overall, that was my opinion on the Gears of War 4 beta. That's kind of me just breaking it down for you guys. I think it's a really fun time. It makes me look forward to Gears of War 4 even more. And I really hope now that it's an open beta, you guys will give it a shot. One thing I want to stress more than anything is that there are a lot of very skilled players in this game, and it's very easy to be frustrated. So, go into this knowing that there's going to be a lot of very seasoned players, and I would highly recommend that you go on the co-op team deathmatch if you're new. Go on that playlist. It's basically you and human teammates playing against bots, just to kind of get your bearings. Now, bots don't, react and move like normal people, but it's something good just to get you familiar with the game, more familiar with the Gnasher, and just go in knowing the Gnasher is going to be the primary gun. Use the Lancer to keep people at range. You will do work with it. But if people are up close and personal, eventually you're going to have to learn to use a Gnasher against them. So, that's just kind of how the game plays, just letting you know. But overall, I definitely would recommend you guys give it a shot. And down in the comments below, let me know how you guys are feeling about the beta. Are you enjoying it? Are you not? I definitely would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on the beta. Alright guys, thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.